Hello guys, this is Ben here with Total Extreme Wrestling 2013 TNA. Right now we're booking the TNA Against All Odds pay-per-view, and I'm going to show you my last pay-per-view, TNA Genesis. It is a 69 rating, which was kind of disappointing. Mainly because the co-main event, which was Bobby Roode versus Lashley, only got a 61, which is very disappointing. But other than that, Jeff Jarrett defeated Kurt Angle with a 75. That was good. So, let's hope this pay-per-view does better, right? We have 17 segments on the show and one pre-show segment, so let's run the show. In a match that had some good action but not much in the way of heat, Lashley won a battle royal in 20 minutes, 29 seconds. The other members of the Final Four were Brother Ray, Brother Devon, and Kamara, with Brother Ray being the final elimination. James Storm got the most eliminations over the course of the match, and this got a 68, and Robbie E was off his game tonight. Low-Key is improving in performance, and Tyrus is improving performance, so that's good. And we start off with the opening pyro, where Jim Ross and Mike Tenay are hyping tonight's show and the expected impact the likes of Kurt Angle, Jeff Jarrett, Bobby Roode, John Hennigan, Samoa Joe, and Mr. Anderson are likely to have. 3 storylines advance with that, and no worker skill improvements. We start off with an 81. That is fantastic. We have Jeff Jarrett and Drew Galloway coming down to the ring, saying they have a surprise for Kurt, Austin, Aries, and MVP, and they book a 3 versus 3 match, a 6-man tag, for tonight's main event for Against All Odds. Kurt Angle and Austin Aries come out, and they argue with Jeff and Drew before eventually agreeing to the match. Jeff Jarrett clearly enjoyed having the freedom to go off script and performed well, and Drew Galloway improvised well throughout the segment, so that's great. No worker skill improvements, so that's kind of disappointing, but the 81B is fantabulous. So we have a 53 here, didn't expect much out of this. The Great Sonata makes defense number 1 of his TNA X Division title when the Great Sonata defeated Spud in 1349 by pinfall. Color commentary gave the match a boost, and Spud is out of the title picture for now. Having successfully defended his champion, the Great Sonata holds the title belt aloft with one hand whilst standing over the fallen Spud. I'm really just trying to get Sonata over. It's not going well, so I may drop the title. He may drop the title soon. In the next match, Magnus is in the ring and dedicates his next match to Bram. He's basically saying, I'm going to kick your ass, and it's going to be a hell of a fight. No worker skill improvements. Magnus struggled when going off script. I might not unscript him next time. In a match that has good action, but not much in the way of heat, Bram defeated Magnus in 1542 by pinfall with a velvet noise. Bram was visibly tiring by the end of the match, and the color commentary gave the match a boost. So, this was a street fight. Bram beat Magnus. Magnus beat Bram last time, so I'm going to go forward with one more month in this feud. It's going to culminate at Lockdown, which is our next pay-per-view, so that's going to be fun, a cage match. I can perform better if you use me in matches that suit my skills. So, Bram does not like being in hardcore matches, and neither does Magnus. Alright. Then Kurt Angle, Austin Aries, and MVP are backstage, and then all of a sudden they are attacked by Jeff Jarrett, Drew Galloway, and Ethan Carter III. So EC3 and Tyrus join the Authority stable with Jarrett, Galloway, and those are the only two in it at the point. So the match is Jarrett, Galloway, and EC3 versus Angle, Aries, and MVP. That should be fun. I got a 68. That's kind of disappointing. In a match that had some good action but not much in the way of heat, Awesome Kong defeated Terrence Terrell in 10:28 by pinfall. Awesome Kong wins the TNA Knockouts title. And Awesome Kong and Terrence Terrell have great chemistry, and it showed in their performance. That's great. And it got a 59, so that's really good. Awesome Kong is improving in performance, so that's good. Then next, Mojo's in the ring talking about how good he is. He's basically saying, again, like Magnus, he's going to kick Anderson's ass. And the audience should watch out for cover the eyes of the children because it's the last man standing match and it's going to get brutal. So in a last man standing match, about that featured great action, yes, and an average heat, Samoa Joe defeated Mr. Anderson in a last man standing match in 25 minutes, 23 seconds, when Mr. Anderson could not beat a 10 count. So, with Samoa Joe getting 2 straight wins over Anderson, I would consider this feud over, so I'm going to have to find someone else for Joe to go up against. And next we are seeing the Hardys in the ring talking about how good they are, saying they're here in TNA, they're here to be noticed, and they've never won the titles, and they want the titles here in TNA. And in a match that has some good action, but not much in the way of heat, Generation Me defeated the Hardys in 1626 when Max Buck defeated Matt Hardy by pinfall with a more bang for your buck. Jeremy Buck debuted his cocky youth gimmick that got a 96, and Max Buck got a 76 for his cocky youth gimmick. That's disappointing. Really disappointing. Both teams showed great chemistry, so it wasn't anything like inferior. That's good. Lots of improvements. That's great. 81. That's an amazing match. London and Kendrick are backstage, talking about how they are going to win the tag team titles tonight from the Wolves, and the audience should be prepared to see new champions. In a 72, that is great. We see in a match that has good action, but not much in the way of heat. The Wolves defeated London and Kendrick in 1638 when Davey Richards defeated Paul London by pinfall with a DR Driver 2. The Wolves make defense number 2 of their TNA World Tag Team titles, and Brian Kendrick and Paul London showed excellent chemistry when teaming together. I'm gonna have another team go up against the Wolves next because the London and Kendrick are out of it. So that's good. Then we got a 60 rating for video play typing John Hennigan versus Bobby Roode. That's the World Championship match, and it is next. Yes, we got a 76, and Bobby Roode was off his game as well. So in about that featured great action and average heat, John Hennigan defeated Bobby Roode in 24 minutes, 36 seconds by pinfall with a super kick following interference from Yves Torres. John Hennigan wins the TNA World Heavyweight title. So it's not a clean match. This feud is going to go on for at least another month. Maybe more. That's great rating. 77. And then, in about the featured great action and average heat, Kurt Angle, MVP, and Austin Aries defeated The Authority, Jeff Jarrett, Drew Galloway, and Ethan Carter III, in 25 minutes, 15 seconds, when Kurt Angle defeated Drew Galloway by pinfall with an angle slam. That's great. We got a 75, and MVP was off his game as well, so it's great for... I'm very confident about this. EC3 and Tyrus are a good pairing. There are no working skill improvements. Let's see what we got. 75. Yes, this is great. So let's go with John Hennigan. Hennigan, complimented for a good performance. Bobby Roode, complimented for a good performance. And Kurt Angle, complimented for a good performance. John Hennigan seemed pleased, Bobby Roode seemed pleased, and Kurt Angle seemed pleased. The speeches have been given. So I'm going to pause the recording now and come back. Welcome back, guys.